everybody, and welcome to this video on the exponential function. In this video, we have a look at the intercepts. So to find the x-intercept, we make y equals 0 and solve for x. And to find the y-intercept, we make x equals 0 and we solve for y. Let us have a look at these graphs over here. So on the blue graph, this where it cuts the y-axis is the y-intercept. However, you will notice in this case, there is no x-intercept because our graph is above the asymptote. Please note that there will be no x-intercept if y is equal to 0 is not part of the range. In this graph here, we have that y is equal to 0 is part of the range, and we have both a y-intercept and an x-intercept. Let us have a look at examples. So the first one is y is equal to 3 to the power of x. In this case over here, our asymptote is y is equal to 0. And our sign of the graph is positive. So our a is greater than 0, which means that this graph will have no x-intercept. So we will not calculate the x-intercept. To calculate the y-intercept, we make x equals 0 and solve. So we have y is equal to 3 to the power of 0, and anything to the power of 0 is 1, so the y-intercept is 0 and 1. Let us have a look at this example. In this example here, we have 2 to the power of x plus 1. Again, our a value is positive, so that means that, and our asymptote is equal to 1, which is above the x-axis. So again, we will have no x-intercept. So let us calculate the y-intercept. For the y-intercept, we make x equals 0. So we have y is equal to 2 to the power of 0 plus 1, which is 1 plus 1, which is 2. So our y-intercept is 0 and 2. Let us have a look at this last example. Over here, our a, once again, is positive, and our asymptote is y is equal to -2. So in this case, we do have an x-intercept. So let's calculate our x-intercept by making y equals 0. So we have 0 is equal to 1/2 to the power of x minus 2. This is an exponential equation. So in an exponential equation, we get the base and the exponent by itself. So we'll take the 2 over to the other side. We have to make the bases the same. So we can write 1/2 as -1, 2 to the power of -1. So this here is 2 to the power is equal to 2 to the power of -x. And once the bases are the same, we can drop the bases. So this here then gives us 1 is equal to -x. And solving for x, we get x is -1. So our x-intercept is -1 and 0. To get our y-intercept, we make x equals 0. So here we have y is equal to 1/2 to the power of 0 minus 2. So it's 1 minus 2, which is -1. So our y-intercept is -1. Please watch our videos on the domain and range carefully, because that helps us determine whether the x-axis is in the range or not, and whether we will have an x-intercept. If you have understood this video, please move on to the next video. And if you haven't, watch this video again and try watching the previous videos too.